Welcome back to the Shelf Talk. We are the Genesis company bringing you all of the information you need to win in retail, online, and everywhere else. I am Matt Adelman. I am your host for the Shelf Talk Show. If you are new here, as a reminder, we go live every single Thursday at 12 o'clock Central Time to talk about if I'm a brand and I sell a product, how in the world do I sell more stuff? Usually we talk about Amazon or Target. Today, we happen to be talking about e-commerce in general. We're going to deep dive into influencers. How do you use them? How do you win? Like, what do you actually do? If I'm a brand, I'm trying to figure out my influencer strategy. How do I do it, Matt? What do I do? And we're really going to focus in today if you're newer to influencers and sort of starting in this game. So if you are a massive CPG company and you've got influencer dialed in, maybe you're going to learn something here today. Stick around and hang out with us. But if you are a smaller brand, newer brand, or just, maybe you're a massive CPG company and you've never done influencer at all, or you're just starting your e-com side of the business, this is the show for you. So again, welcome here. We are live on LinkedIn. We are live on YouTube. That means if you have questions, you can just drop them in the comments section as we go along here, and I will do my best to answer them. If you're watching this sometime in the future, and you have questions on what we're talking about, or you want us to, help with something that you're struggling with, just shoot us a note. I'm super active on LinkedIn. My email is sort of a mess, but I will get back to you at some point. Kidding. And we're here to support our brands and everyone out there in this space. So I've got a few slides today that I'm going to pull up on the screen and go through this. This is kind of, again, a journey of how to use influencers in today's marketplace, or how to win in 2025. And I'm I want to take you guys on a journey. I'm going to pretend that I'm a toy brand and I'm new here and I don't know where to go or what to do. And so that's the theme for what we're doing today. Does that sound good? Tiana, are we good with this? Tiana's helping me in the background here. You just see me today, but not her. So I'm a little flustered, Tiana. We're going back to back today. I've never gone live 2 sessions in a row. So maybe it'll take me a minute to hone in on what we're trying to do. So first things first, let's just start with why influencer partnerships. Why do they even work? Maybe you've heard it before, like, hey, you got to have influencers. Well, why? I think there's really 3 things that influencers do great at versus a brand just trying to do ads on their own. Number 1, influencer partnerships work because at the end of the day, we are all people. And we trust other people more than we trust an ad. So if I see an influencer post something, or just if I see somebody else user-generated content, some other person that sort of looks like me, sounds like me, does the same stuff as me, and they're talking about something I might be interested in, I tend to trust them more than if I see an ad from a company, right? So that's the first reason why they still work. I think number 2, at the end of the day, we've got to have content to feed these algorithms, right? So whether you're on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube or LinkedIn, like this is, the algorithms love authentic content. People love authentic content. So having a really solid influencer partnership strategy, it feeds the algorithm. It gives it something to talk about, to push your stuff and get more people involved. And then the last reason, like, why does it work? Because at the end of the day, UGC style content, influencer style content, it really boosts conversions. It really works. If you can unlock this as a brand and if you can figure out how to do it well, systematize it, have a process to getting the content consistently, it works fantastically, right? So I hope that's enough reasons for you to go, okay, maybe I'm interested here a little bit. I'm going to listen to this guy. I want to level set, though. Before we go any further, we had this slide up a couple weeks ago for reviews. It was the key component of reviews. Quality, that's the same no matter what. Quantity, and then I changed the last word, relevancy. For UGC stuff, for influencer style content that you're going to be getting, it's got to be quality. It just does. You have to have good stuff at the end of the day in today's world that we're in. You cannot just go get a strategy of quantity, just a whole bunch of stuff, and throw it out there. It will not work. The algorithm just flat out won't even spend on it. It won't show it. It won't do anything unless you have the first cue, quality. So quality, quantity, you need a lot of it, and it has to be relevant and has to be highly, 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 highly relevant. I told you today I'm here to talk about influencer. I'm here to talk about helping companies grow in retail or grow on e-com. If all of a sudden I started to talk to you about politics, would you tune out? Right? You would be out of here in a second. If I sat and whined about my Minnesota Timberwolves losing last night, although I'm going to whine for a second, if I spent the next 15 minutes telling you why they lost, you're gone. You don't care. You are here because you care about what I got you in the door in the first place on. I need to make sure that I'm staying relevant to why you're here in the first place. So quality. You've got to be getting good quality stuff, lots of it, quantity, and it's got to be uber relevant to who your stuff is getting served up to. And that is true no matter what. It's true of all content in today's world. So when it comes to influencer, I think we got to look at it through two different lenses, okay? I mentioned earlier, if you are a really big company, so on the right side of this, the above $5 million in revenue, and this is e-commerce revenue, you're looking for a very different set of influencers. You're looking for different stuff out of your influencer content. It's a different conversation. We're going to come back and hit this one later with a different live. But today we're focused on the left side of this. So I'm assuming that you have under $2 million of e-commerce revenue. You could still be a gigantic company, but that maybe you are really big in food service, or maybe you're really big in wholesale, or maybe you're really gigantic with Target or Walmart, right? And you're huge in retail and you're just getting into e-com. You fall in that under $2 million revenue. The goal of your content is to A, create content, and B, it's awareness, drive awareness, right? When you're massive, when we're bigger, again, this stuff has to work harder for you. So you get way more focused on brand equity and conversion and just different tactics. But just getting started here, we got to get the awareness out. We got to get people to understand, hey, this stuff's even available. Awesome. Typically speaking, smaller companies have smaller budgets, and that's totally fine. We're going to pretend that you have very little budget today as we go through our examples. And so we'll just say less than $5K a month. You could be less than $500 a month. Like, you can do this for almost free. It just takes time. And so on the smaller side of scales, you can get very scrappy in this influencer world with a scrappy budget. If you're, again, a big company, you are spending hundreds of thousands of dollars a month on this. Very different ballgame. If you're a small company, you can do this by yourself. You could have a VA do it. You could hire someone to do it, although I would strongly urge you to try to do as much of it yourself or in-house, only because it is super important that you form these relationships with people in the beginning. When you're a bigger company, obviously it's a completely different ballgame. You've got a whole team. Maybe you've got multiple influencer managers. Maybe you have an agency. There's a lot of different structures for it, but let's assume that we are doing the work today, or maybe like one other part-time person in your office. Smaller companies, you are very focused on micro and nano influencers. Those are influencers that have 1,000 to 25,000-ish followers. We are not talking about celebs. We're not talking about affiliate. We're not talking about really big accounts like you do once you get much bigger into this. And then what are we using this content for? It's a lot of top of funnel. It's a lot of just awareness, getting it out there. Whereas the big companies are using influencer for really all sorts of different parts of the funnel, and they'll plug it in as needed. Okay. So that's laying the groundwork. And again, I do want to just show you an example. Golly is killing it. They're a big brand. They're a big brand, and it's not what we're doing, but this is where we're going to get to someday. You can see on the left, if you go to, I think it's gollypartner.com or something like that. They have their own login. You can go in and anybody can go sign up and be a partner with them. They are actively getting people to come to them because they are so known for this. We're not there yet. On the right-hand side, this is a TikTok promotion that they did. Like, you can see they've really made a massive play out of this entire influencer affiliate world. I was telling someone in my office about this promo on the right side. I don't know if you can see it as well, but the bottom right quadrant where it says 500K in GMV, this was a promotion I think they ran last year on TikTok. They gave away cars. They did a promotion. It's not on this one, but they have a promotion going, or it just ended, where they gave away a Lamborghini. Like, it gets really massive when you get in the big guys world. And again, we'll get there. That's not where we're at for this conversation. But I want you guys to understand the lay of the land here. It can be very simple. It can get very complicated, really fun, really interesting, which is part of why I think it's such a fun vertical to get into in the first place, right? So I got 5 things I want to go through with you today. Again, we're new to this. Where do you start? Number one, focus on nano and micro influencer, and I'm going to go into these in more detail. Number two, we're doing it through direct outreach on a platform. Pick one. We're not hitting all platforms yet. We'll get there when you get bigger. But today, pick one. Let's just say Instagram. You got to build your funnel so you can get a long-term creator pipeline. So maybe you can do stuff with them. These are the 5 steps. If you want to get good at influencer, these are the 5 things that you got to do. What does that look like? Tiana, let's go. All right, so here we go, guys. This is the meat. And stop me if you've got questions on this as we go through it, because this is where I've been in your shoes. I've built micro influencer programs before, and I've had to go through all of this. I'm more than happy to try to answer your questions if you want to drop them in as we go along here. But number one, focus on nano and micro. So we're talking 1,000 to 25,000 followers, generally speaking. Like, of course, I guess 100,000 follower account on Instagram. I mean, maybe they would still be sort of micro E, but generally speaking, these are kind of the guidelines. And maybe someone has 500 people and you like them, great. Don't get stuck on the follower count here. At the end of the day, like, everyone has to start somewhere, right? All brands need to start. Every brand starts at 0. Every influencer starts at 0. Everybody starts at 0, and they need to build themselves up. So why do you start here? Because these are typically people that aren't going to charge you. You're not going to spend massive budgets here. Typically speaking, nano and micro influencers have very, very loyal audiences. That means, let's say they have 10,000 followers, but they have like 8% of their followers are really engaged, right? You're hitting 800-ish people out of a 10,000 follower count. Compare that with maybe you get to 100,000 follower count, but they're like 1% engaged. You're getting almost the same amount of actual people to do something with the content, right? And so nano and micro, we start here. They're really loyal, really great audiences. They're generally really excited to partner with brands, because a lot of times the big brands are going to, like, they're skipping them, right? And so they get really excited with partnering with brands. And here's the key, guys. Typically speaking, nano and micro influencers are very, very, very niche. They're very tied into a topic. Back to that relevancy thing that I said at the beginning, you have to be super relevant to your people to get engagement rates as high as a lot of nano micro influencers get, because they get the same people coming back. They love their content, right? Like, it's a really good place to start. Question came in: are there certain tools or best ways to identify micro nano influencers that are actually good fit in line with my brand? That's a wonderful question. And here we go on the next slide. So hold on, real quick before you switch, Tiana. Again, I'm going to pretend that we are this AFMAO company that has this new Meow Meow kids toy brand. Okay, so this is the product we're going to pretend we are. How do you identify micro influencers? Here we go. It's a little easier than you think. Like I said, you're going to pick one platform, and there's other ways to do it, but this is the way I recommend that you get started. Let's just say that we pick Instagram. So if you zoom in on this, on the left-hand side, all I did is I did this morning. I went into Instagram and I typed in kids toys online in the little search, right? You can see hashtag kids toys online. And as you start typing in kids toys, a bunch of hashtags are going to populate, and you're going to go, oh, cool. I want to see the results for this hashtag, this one, this one, this one, this one, right? So kids toys online pulls up a bunch of different videos of people that use this hashtag. I happened to click on the picture in the bottom right that's circled, which brought me to someone named Gina Taylor. I don't know Gina, just saw her page this morning. No idea if it's even the right thing or not, but I did one search of kids toys online because I'm a kids toy. I found something that kind of looks cool, and it brought me to BellaTaylor.xx. Gina Taylor, she has 845 posts, 26,000 followers, just like I was talking about, guys. 1,000 to 25,000-ish followers. She fits the mold. UGC, look at her, what she says under her info here. I'm a UGC content creator. Sweet. Here's my Outlook. Here's my email. If you want to work together, guys, send me an email. Here's what I talk about: travel, family, lifestyle, creative memories. And I did not plan this. I literally took me 12 seconds to do this morning. That's how this works nowadays. If people want to be an influencer type person, they are making it very easy for brands to find them. Find the right keywords, find the right people. So here we go. I found Gina Taylor. Now I'm here on Gina's page, and I can decide as a brand, as the toy brand that I showed earlier, do I want to work with her? Does her content look good? Does it fit with what I'm trying to do and accomplish? If you click on this little movie icon here, this little play icon, you can pull up all of the reels that she's posted recently, and a lot of creators will show how many views they get. Sweet, 17,000 views on this middle one here. Watch it. Look at the comments. Like, is there engagement? Is this someone that actually seems like a good fit and someone I want to work with? If it is, awesome. Guess what you do? You click the little message button and you send her a message. And don't stop there though, because she put her email, you're going to send her an email and just say, hey, it's this simple. Hey, my name is Matt. I work with this company, blah, 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 blah. I saw your content online. It really aligns with what we're trying to do at our company. I would love to talk to you about partnership somehow, some way. Like, keep it really simple. You're just trying to start a conversation. What I always tell my team is pretend that you're on the other line. What do you want to hear from a brand? Don't just be like, hey, do you want to work together? Hey, I'll pay you a commission. Like, start a relationship. Direct outreach, start a relationship, send an email, send a message. Okay. Number one, that's what we do. Then you're going to do this a lot. Okay. This is where most of you are going to get tripped up. You can do what I just told you. You can find people and find influencers, but can you do it at scale? Because here's the thing. I told you relevancy for niche, quality, find their stuff, and quantity. Everyone forgets quantity. And I'm not talking like 2 or 3 people a week. I'm talking, if you're going to do this, and I don't care if you're a small brand or a giant brand, you have to have at least 100 outreaches per week, at least per week. Like, you need someone doing this. And maybe that takes you 5 hours. Maybe it takes you 10. Maybe it takes you 20. I don't know. Everyone's a little different how they operate here, but you have to get to 100, because here's how it works. 40 of them will respond. And of the people that respond, 20-ish of them will post something. And maybe 2 of them are going to be good. So think about it. I'm going to do 100 outreaches a week to try to get 2 really good winners. It sounds a little daunting, maybe, but that's the game here. Because if you do this every week, guys, 52 weeks times 2 winners, that's 100 plus wonderful pieces of content that will scale up over time. But most of you are going to quit after week 2 or 3 or 4 and say, it doesn't work. Okay. It just takes time. How do I know it works? Because on the right-hand side, I'm showing sessions driven to a company that we happen to do this with. The first bar chart is showing how many people directly come to that website. The second one is Google. The third one is Linktree. This is all people that have clicked on the Linktree in our Instagram account to our website because they saw people talk about us. So I don't know about you, but I kind of like the fact that I've got 1,000 people coming to the website a week just because we built this funnel. That Linktree was at 0 about 2 months ago. Stood this up. We're doing 100 a week. It's starting to generate 1,000 people coming to our website now per month, or not per month, per week. 1,000 per week. And every brand's different, but if you convert, I don't know, 3 or 4 or 5 or 6% of those, you guys do the math. Does that start to work? Right? That's the game. Question: how many influencers do you recommend working with at the beginning to build a healthy funnel? This is it. 100 a week, literally 100 emails, DMs, everything. And we could talk about scripts, or you guys could come up with your own script. You can just go on ChatGPT and say, give me a script that works for this. But 100 a week, that's what you want to get to. 40 will respond. You're going to send those 40 your product or work out some arrangement with them. And of those 40 that get your product, maybe 20 will post. And maybe you get 2 winners. Now, if you're like a really expensive product, again, so let's use the toy example here. I have no idea the cost. Maybe the toy costs $5 to make. I don't know. Maybe it costs 10. I don't know if you want to send product to every single person that responds, right? If you're like a really expensive product, you probably want to be super selective here. And so the numbers will vary based on how much you want to dedicate to this. But if you're going to talk to 100 people, you got to figure out the metrics that fit your brand and what you're willing to spend. But for the brands that have budget for this and are willing to give product out, this is how it works. And the question just came in, what do you actually say? So here's the script that we do. We have 100 outreaches that says something like this. Hey, we really love your product, or we really love your content. It really aligns with our vision, what we're trying to do. Here's the key. I like blah, 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 blah that you had to say in your last video. That was super fun. Say something about their content so they know that you're not just some bot. You're going to do 100 of those. Okay. 40 of them are going to say, oh my God, thank you so much for reaching out. I'd love to try your product. I'd love to see your product. I'd love to send me an affiliate code. I don't care what they come back with, but all of the people that come back and respond, you're going to send them product, or you're going to figure out some arrangement to get them to post. But the way we do it, we send out product to the people that respond, no strings attached. Hey, we just want your feedback. We want your thoughts on it. We want your testimonial. Like, here's product. I want you to give it to your kids. Do they actually like it? Generally, what happens is that the people that you send free stuff to feel compelled to give you free stuff back. It's a two-way street. And that's where that 20 will post. So you'll have to be okay if you're going to send stuff to people and not get content back. It's just kind of the way it works. But let's assume we send 40 samples to our influencer outreach. 20 of them do post content. Like, that's 20 people talking about you each week that you didn't have before. And like I said, generally speaking, 2 of those are going to be really, really, really big winners, or at least decent winners, right? 10,000 views, 5,000 views, 20,000 views, like traction, right? And I showed you, like, it directly relates to people coming to, like, this is not a made up sessions chart here. This is legit what we have coming in from influencer right now. Does that clear that up? If you got questions on the numbers thing still, feel free to drop it in the comments here. And like I mentioned this already, but we have to do this every week, because again, I sort of went through the numbers already in the last slide. But if you do this funnel every single week, let's say it's 4 weeks in a month, right? You're going to have 8 winning posts per month. I don't know how many of you are running ads, but 8 really good social posts from UGC/influencers that are good is a really, really, really great number to have to load into ad accounts or to just get boosts behind and do more with. And if you really get behind this and do it for a year, that's 100 really solid, great posts a year. Like, think about, like, I know, again, I as an e-com owner, I know how important that is. I know that if I can have the long game here, this is going to be fantastic. And where it becomes super, super, super powerful is that all of these winners, if you really, really, really like these people, now you have relationships with them and you get them on a list and you keep them in your funnel. And now you go back to them over time, every month, every couple months, every quarter. Hey, make it up. Hey, Sue, well, whatever her name was, the one that I had the example of. Go back to 3 months from now. I loved that post you did 3 months ago. Can we do another post together? This time I'll give you an affiliate link. This time I'll pay you something. Like, you can start to throw money in the conversation at that point if you have people that are starting to do content for you that you really love. But the whole goal here, guys, yes, it's to drive traffic. Yes, it's to get people to see the influencers post that day and go do action now. But really, to me, the gold is what you're creating long-term here with the assets and with the creators that you're building up that are, it's like, it's your advocates, it's your loyal people that you're going to do this long-term with. And it starts with just direct outreach. Just get going, okay? And the end point of our 5 steps, what we're really, truly trying to get to at the end of the day is, I want content that, yes, it's good, and yes, people click, but I want content as a brand that I can use in ads or whitelisted or however we want to serve it up. But I want good content that I already know is good because it got engagement already from the algorithm. I'm going to go to those creators, like I said, the long-term creator pipeline that we're building, and I'm going to say, wow, that content was awesome, because it really was. Don't lie here. Like, be honest. And I'm going to say, hey, I really liked that video. It was great. It spoke on all of the things that we really care about as a brand. Obviously, it was great for you too. You had 20,000 views on it and 1,500 comments or whatever it was. I would love to use it as an ad. Is that okay with you? Right? You're going to send this in an email. You're going to get it in writing. And they're probably going to say, yeah, I'd love to. And you're going to plug this UGC that you're getting, this influencer content. And now you've got a whole pipeline of UGC content that, what did it cost you? Some time and maybe some sample product. And you're going to get real-time feedback. Is it good content or not? Because you're going to see if it performs or not on their pages, right? And you're going to build it in a campaign. This is a live campaign. This is an actual UGC campaign that we have for one of our clients. And you can see it's driving significant purchases through exactly what I just talked about in the last 15 minutes. right? I'm not paying for content. There's nothing fancy here other than in this model for newer brands and how to do this. It's just starting with the direct outreach, having a real conversation with people and getting them into your ecosystem and supporting them along the way, right? That's it. Like, it's as simple as what we just went through in 22 minutes. Like, so don't get overburdened and don't get bogged down in how difficult influencer could be. And don't worry about, do I have the right affiliate codes and all this other stuff? Like, yeah, that stuff matters at some point, but to just get started, you're just talking to other people that you generally like. You actually like their content. You've actually watched their content, and you're just putting in the time to get to, let's get to 20 posts a week, however that works. Maybe your numbers, maybe that only takes you 50 outreaches. Maybe it takes you 500. I don't know. You got to do it for a few months to get your numbers, so you understand how many outreaches, how many responses, how many posts, how many like quality things. Build that funnel for your business, but that's the game right there. Got it? Awesome. Question came in: what content formats work best for influencer marketing? I'm not entirely sure what you mean there. So generally what we're looking for are videos. Some folks will do some static images if that's what you mean by content formats. We're okay with static images that are going to go on like a story. Like Instagram stories are okay. Not everyone is going to want to make a reel and post a reel, and that's okay. Stories actually get more engagement anyways, especially if it's a very engaged creator that you're working with. But generally what we're trying to get here are videos. And it's usually like review style videos, unboxing style videos, testimonial style videos. Some folks will really like try to be creative and make some really great stuff. But usually this is going to be like your typical, oh my gosh, I tried this product and it was so great. Or my kid, here's a toy I got from this super cool AFMAL company, and my kids just absolutely love it. Look at them playing with like that type of format is what we're looking for here. All right. I hope that makes sense, guys. Like I don't want you to overcomplicate this. The person that does this in a lot of instances is going to be a very junior person, and that's totally fine. Just give them a process to follow. Here's what I need you to do each week. Here's what I need you to, how many I need you to reach out to. Here's where I need you to track it. Put it in an Excel grid. Don't do anything complicated. You don't need HubSpot or some big CRM to do this. Just get an Excel sheet. Here's how you deal with samples. Like, you just get a little roadmap built for them that they can go execute on. Hire a junior person, hire an intern. Make this a summer intern project. Find a VA that can do this, right? A lot of this is just digital online. But the point is, you got to get started, and you've got to get to quantity. You've got to do this for long enough with enough people to see if it really is going to work for your brand or not. And it works for your brand. Again, most people stop after a couple of weeks or after a month or two, but it works. Every single brand I know that becomes successful online has influencers. It is a staple part of every e-com company, and it does not have to be expensive. It does not have to be complicated. You just have to do it. Make it simple, make it executable, and go do it. Great. That's it for today, guys. Influencers, get going. If you enjoy this video, if you've got questions on what we talked about, if you need help here, just drop me a note, shoot me a comment afterwards. We're more than happy to help and just brainstorm with you on how to make this thing happen. But go do it and have some fun. We'll see you next week.